So family, this story comes from Washington State. You have a former police officer out of Yakima whose name is Elias Huzar, who has been arrested and is on trial because this guy allegedly essayed someone who's under the age of 18 while they were unconscious. The incident was reported by his girlfriend that obviously heard this incident and didn't agree with what the officer did. So the girlfriend of the officer called the authorities. It's unbelievable. There's a lot of moving parts to this, and the police unions and Yakima police and all the police in Washington State, they are trying to be radio silent about this case because everyone knows it is not just Elias Huzar who's been doing this to teenage girls. You're talking about underage pregnancy. Yeah, somebody got pregnant who was under the age of 18 because of this guy. Let's just say that. Let's just say there was some witness tampering. This is the face of U.S. law enforcement, okay? I just want you to understand that. And I just want you to understand this guy's girlfriend, well, she's under the age of 18. So not only did you essay someone who's underage, but the person you're dating, I just want you to look at the screen. The person he's dating, this guy next to me, is also underage. Also underage. I just want you to understand what you're dealing with here. The kind of person you're dealing with here, okay? I just want you to understand that. I just want you to get that. This is the face of law enforcement in Washington State. It's not just this guy. It's Niamki Amichia, okay? The former Puyallup police officer who was essaying women in multiple states. See, I want you to understand there's a pattern to this stuff, okay? What I've been saying about these police officers, see, every police department, every sheriff's department in different states, they have their things that they do. You know, in Texas, you may have cops who drink and drive a lot, who domestic violence. That's what you expect from Texas cops. Florida cops, you expect dumb stuff, right? But from the cops in Washington State, right, you expect predators. Because I remember there's been several books written by several former Seattle police chiefs talking about all the predators within Seattle police. So if that is happening in Seattle, don't you tell me it ain't happening elsewhere, okay? As you can see. All right, so basically, long and the short of it, they were all drinking, right? And this guy decided to get a little frisky with people who's under the age of 18, his girlfriend and also another victim. And this guy was a school resource officer. Just so you understand this, a school resource officer on top of all this. On top of being a police officer, a school resource officer. Blue Lives Matter, is this your man's? The victims, 2 teenagers and a 9-month-old child, fled in this perpetrator's truck on one night when he decided to essay everybody in the whole room. They fled to the Benton County Sheriff's Department, right? They fled to them for protection. They had to escape this man. Do you understand what this is beginning to sound like? These girls were trapped. They had to get into his truck, into Elias Huzar's truck on one night and escape him with a 9-month-old child. Do you understand what I am describing here? I want you, every black person out there, I don't know about everybody else, but I know my folks. Do you understand? Look at my face. Do you know what this actually sounds like? Sounds like trafficking. Sounds like he was going to abuse them and then put them on the streets to work. See, that's how these things tend to work. See, and he's also a police officer. I'm going to let you know, police officers do this very, very commonly. It says another source of income. And the best part about it is, or at least for them, is that who's going to believe these little girls? Who's going to believe that a police officer is doing all this? When every time I make a video out there, you have someone out there who will just blindlessly, mindlessly defend a police officer. those people who defend police officers, no matter what I say or what anybody else says, I just want you to understand, you are responsible for this. The fact that this predator thought that he could just get away with it, you are responsible for this if you've ever defended police officers without hearing the whole story first, or without being objective about what you're hearing. You are responsible. I just want you to understand that. His passport has been taken. He can't contact the victims. His bail was set at $200,000. And on top of that, he had to actually surrender all of his firearms. So the thing is that this guy is a predator, and that when the police first arrived to his home, he didn't want to open up the door, even though he's a police officer at the time. And the police had to force their way into his home. Interesting. So he did not just obey the law in multiple ways. But I just want you to understand something, right? People who defend police officers, you're also responsible. I just want you to understand, you're responsible for all of his actions, because the only reason why he's this brazen and this bold is because people out there will defend police officers no matter what they do. That's a simple fact of life right now, okay? And so long as people out there mindlessly defend police officers, you will continuously get people like Elias Huzar. Repeatedly. Because why would they stop? If you're a predator, why wouldn't you be a police officer? It's the perfect cover. You could be around anybody you want to. You could be around people in their most vulnerable states. And guess what? You even got a fan club who will not allow you to take any degree of criticism. It's the perfect job for a predator. Just saying.